the minute I sit down to film. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my spring random lifestyle favorites, which I just did a March beauty favorites, and I mentioned that I had a lot of lifestyle favorites, but it was like too much to all put in that, so I made it its own video. I got a lot of weird stuff sitting to my right. These things have kind of been collecting up since like the beginning of the year, and I'm really excited to show them to you and talk about some weird random stuff that's not makeup. So let's get into it, with food first, of course. This I mentioned in my fridge tour. This is the Chef Chamois, which is so hard to say, honey butter. This is the passion fruit honey butter. I freaking love this stuff. I discovered this stuff a little over a year ago at Costco. They had like this woman with a microphone and she was like selling it, and I got sucked in, and I bought this like huge, like a much bigger tub of it than this, and I got addicted to it, and me and Bradley both loved it, and then we ran out and I couldn't find it again. But they did have like a website, but in order to like order it, you have to order like a certain amount, blah 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 blah. But I did it anyway. I'm gonna have a lot of butter in my freezer. But our favorite flavor is the passion fruit. It is so freaking good. I was under the impression that they're sugar-free. They ain't, but they're still all natural, all organic, no funky ingredients. Butter, obviously, honey, powdered sugar, passion fruit, concentrate passion fruit extract, citric acid, salt. Like very like good, easy to understand ingredients. And this is so delicious, and a little bit goes a long way. So like, yeah, I shouldn't be eating a bunch of butter, but like just a little bit of this in the morning on my waffle is just great. That's our favorite way to eat this. It's so loud. Like, I am trying to film. Our favorite way to eat this is on our whole grain waffles that we get from Trader Joe's in the morning if we're in the mood for that, and it is so good. Next up, I have a very expensive juice, but it is so freaking good. I don't think I've ever talked about this on my channel. This is the Evolution Fresh Cold Pressed Defense Up High Pressure Processed Juice. This is literally incredible. It's literally about $5 a bottle, which stinks, but it's like really great ingredients and really great quality. So this in it has orange, pineapple, mango, apple, and acerola cherry. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it says areola cherry. And that's all that's in it. There's no preservatives, no sugar, no added sugar or anything. Just they sell these at Starbucks. So these are sometimes my Starbucks treat because I don't like coffee. I do like their passion tea, the red tea, but I usually just go for one of these because they're so good. Sometimes they're on sale at Ralph's. They are cheaper at Sprouts just by like 50 cents, but they're so good. They have a bunch of different varieties as well. I should look on Amazon to see if they have these, but I love it and I want to take a sip of it right now, so I'm going to. Oh my god. Tastes like you're in Hawaii. It's so good. My last food item is not healthy and not something I'm supposed to be having, but my damn sister got me addicted. These are the Cheezit Duos. I don't think I've ever bought Cheezits for myself, like since moving out with my family and buying my own groceries, but good lord. I think I mentioned this in my last favorites video, which I'll link it right up there, like my 2016 lifestyle favorites, that I am obsessed with my Nintendo DS, and I still am. Like, we're in a really heavy Mario Party phase right now, where the other day my sister came over, and Bradley obviously was here because he lives here, and we played Mario Party for literally 2.5 hours, and it was a Saturday, and I was like, this was the best Saturday I've ever had. So she's been coming over a lot. She lives very close. She walks over, and she brought these, well, a different box. We finished that box. But I was at Target yesterday and I walked by them and I was like, ooh, gotta have them. So it's a duo pack. So there's like 2 flavors mixed all in one, which is so delicious. So it has the sharp cheddar, which isn't that just the normal Cheezit, or is it not always sharp? And then it has the Parmesan, which I wouldn't think I would love it, but it's the best. And oh my, it's just so good. These are fancy ass Cheezits, man. Like, they just taste incredible. Bought this yesterday between me and Bradley. The box is already about half gone. So these won't last long, but I don't want them to last long. I just want to like get it over with, you know? But yeah, if you're into Cheez-Its, I mean, these are not good for you, and there's a crap ton of ingredients that I can't pronounce, but damn, they're good. Now moving on to kind of more other kitchen random favorites. This one is so random but so necessary that I tell you about it. This is a vegetable peeler, or a potato peeler. This is the KitchenAid Euro Peeler. Now, let me just tell the whole story. I'm very into sweet potatoes at the moment. Well, I've always been, but now like I've found ways to regularly add them into my diet, because did you know you could have an entire large sweet potato for like 130 calories? Who knew? I don't understand why sweet potatoes, okay, sir, I don't understand why sweet potatoes are better for you and like less fattening than real potatoes. I don't get it. I just try to follow the rules. Trying to shed some lbs, so I've been eating a lot of sweet potatoes, but they're a bitch to frickin' peel. But okay, so that's what's happening. I went home to my parents' house for Christmas and we were making a lot of food. I was making mashed potatoes and I was peeling potatoes, and my mom had this fabulous KitchenAid peeler, which was this, but hers was pink. And I was like, what the hell is this? This is magical. Because I had a KitchenAid peeler, it just did not do anything like the wonders of this one. So I instantly looked it up and I couldn't find it because the pink one was like a breast cancer awareness one, and I was just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna have to wait till October. When I got back, like that week, I went to Home Goods because my mom got me a gift card for Christmas, which was the gift that kept on giving, let me tell you. But I found this for $3 and it is the exact same, but it had the name on it. It is the Euro peeler. Must be Euro. It's very fancy and kind of retro and vintage looking, which I really like. Love that it's in this orange color just because I like all colors, so I don't really care. But it makes, my hair is like a beast right now. But it makes peeling vegetables, potatoes mainly, so much easier. But I also use it to like peel carrots and make like carrot ribbons and celery. It's just come in such handy. I don't put it in the dishwasher just because I'm afraid it'll like rust or something and then I'll be really upset. I will link one down below and you have to try it if you peel a lot of vegetables and you're not satisfied with your peeler. I also have a hand soap. This one's actually in our bathroom. We do have another Mrs. Meyer's one in the kitchen though. This one though is the Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day Lavender Scent Hand Soap, and it says with olive oil and aloe vera. This stuff is really nice, like so nice. And this is, I think, their signature scent. I could be completely wrong. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like lavender, but I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes lavender to me can smell really harsh and a little bit dirty even, like my pure lavender oil. Sometimes I'm like, that is too intense. But this is a really beautiful, I don't want to say light lavender scent, but it smells really good. I don't know how to describe it. Smell it at Target. These are a little bit on the pricier side. I think they're $4. But we've had this for a while and we still have, I think, about half of it left, so maybe that means we need to wash our hands more. This is a more natural cleaning line, so they have a bunch of home stuff, like a bunch of cleaners and laundry detergent and dish detergent, so I want to try more in this scent too. And their tagline is hardworking homekeeping, which I love that. I think that's cool. So just wanted to mention I have a new hand soap that I love, so okay. I have a couple garden type favorites, which just gardening in general has been a really big lifestyle favorite. It's spring, and I'm in California, so I just redid my balcony garden. I'm growing red bell peppers, blue, they don't make those yet, orange bell peppers, strawberries, basil, parsley, spearmint, a plumeria tree, and I got a bunch of different cactuses. I'm propagating my own succulents right now, so like just gardening in general is just a really big like stress and anxiety reliever for me. I read on Twitter, which that means it has to be true, that soil is like a natural antidepressant or something, and I don't know if that has anything to do with why I love it so much, but I love it, and any chance I get, I'm like out there sitting with my plants. Oh, I'm also growing rosemary. Just bought it yesterday. Which I think I'm going to do a garden tour and tips and DIY video, so let me know if you would be interested in that. I wish I had much more space, but like kind of how to do it on your balcony of an apartment or something. But for my bell pepper plant is kind of bigger. I have kind of two mixed in one, and I wanted to put little like garden stakes in it, like saying what each thing is, and looking it up on Etsy, I found this. It's so freaking cute. I can't even look at it. It's like a little red bell pepper and he's double-sided. It's so freaking cute. This is handmade. It's made out of wood and it's hand painted, and it says it's like weatherproof, so rain and sun, it should be fine. And then you just stick a garden stake in there, which I don't have. I need to go get one. Hold on, my dad just called me. Pause. I'm back. I don't remember where I was in my speech. I think I was saying that they don't come with a garden stake. You have to buy them. But I totally love this, and she has a bunch of different plants. Obviously these would probably work. I mean, they're gonna work fine in my little pot, but they would be even cuter if you have like a garden vegetable patch, and it helps you keep track of what's where, and also it's just freaking cute. Like, this reminds me of something that me and my mom would have had in the 90s for our little garden, and I think that's why I bought it. And I also just love cutesy things. I love things with faces. Who doesn't? He's so cute. Another garden type favorite, even though it's not outside in my garden, but it's still plants, are air plants, which I heard about them. I don't even know where I heard. I think I heard about them on YouTube probably. I don't remember where or who from. But it all kind of started with my best friend Lucia, or Hoopty, got me this for my birthday, and this is like one of my favorite gifts I've ever gotten because, number one, it's just so cute. It's just a fun gift that I don't think I would have bought for myself, but I look at it every day and I love it. So it's a little plant hanger, and she also bought me a succulent to go with it, but this is not very deep. So I did plant the succulent and I tried to grow it in there, and it died pretty quickly, so I was like, what else can I put in there? But random story about this, when me and Bradley moved into this apartment, there's this beautiful random white hook in our bathroom ceiling, and I've always been like, what was that and why is it there and why didn't the other people take it, or does it have a purpose? Like, I just didn't know. And so when Hoopty gave me this and I was originally trying to find places to hang it, I tried it outside, I didn't like it, and I eventually was like, let me try it on that hook. And it is so beautiful up there, and we have a window in our shower and enough light comes in to like keep the air plant alive and everything, and it's just a really nice touch to my bathroom, and I'm just obsessed with it. But so I found air plants on Amazon, which I'll link them down below if I can find them, which I know I can't, so I'll link them down below. But they're just little air plants, which they don't need soil, which I love. They're very low maintenance. You don't water them very often, but when you do water them, you just kind of soak the bottom of them in water for 30 minutes and then you lay them out in the sun to dry, and I do it like once a month. It's like the best low maintenance plant ever, and I've had this for a couple months now and it still looks just as good as when I got it in the mail. Maybe a little dry, maybe it should be watered today. It also just fit in here so nicely, and you can see it sprouting out the top when it's hanging in the bathroom, and I'm just obsessed. So I was so obsessed with this one that I got another one, and I have this little pot that I got in San Francisco a while ago, and there wasn't a really good place to put a succulent in it because sometimes succulents like I have a hard time, like they have to get enough sun but not enough sun. So a little bit of a more low maintenance thing is I got this other air plant, which this one's a little bit prettier. This one I got in a nursery. It has like red tips on the end. It kind of reminds me of like Sideshow Bob. It totally reminds me of Sideshow Bob. But it just kind of sits in there and spills over the edge, and I think it's beautiful. I have this on our little windowsill in the kitchen, and I just love it. So air plants are really great. You can find them online, which is cool, and they shipped them to me from Amazon. They have a whole bunch of different ones. It came in perfect condition. It was very well packaged. I was like, how the hell are they gonna ship a plant? But it was great. So I will link it. You guys should check it out because they're just very easy to maintain. I also heard that having plants inside the house makes you live longer, so... And I want more indoor plants. I want like a bigger, non-prickly cactus, and I'm gonna try to find one because I have this spot by our TV that just needs a little something, and I want that. I have this vision and I want it, but I don't want it to be something that can like harm me. I have one more random favorite before we get into multimedia favorites, which I'm really excited about. But anyway, let's get back to this. This is a Fidget Cube, which my sister gave me this just because I'm an anxious person in general, but I really wanted this because this summer I'm going to be taking my first international flight of 12 hours. I haven't even told you guys, we're going to Tokyo. Like, I'm going to Tokyo Disney, and I'm gonna go to Disney Seas, and I'm so freaking excited. We're going with Bradley's family, but as excited as I am to go, I'm so nervous for the flight. I'm not as nervous as I was when they took me on the cruise. I hate boats, but I'm nervous about the flight because I'm a very anxious flyer. I don't like to feel trapped, and it's a very long time to feel trapped. My sister gave me this Fidget Cube, and that's really what I wanted it for, was for the flight. And this thing is amazing. It's basically a cube, but it has all these different activities you can do with your hands. I like to busy my hands when I feel anxious. I find that helps. I like to play games on my phone, games on my iPad. Something like this is great. So my two favorite sides are this side with the buttons to push. They have ones that make noise and they have ones that don't make noise if you're in public, but I like to make the noise. I also like this clicker side. This one's like a joystick. This one has some rolly things on it. This one is like a big spinning wheel. And then this one is kind of like a worry rock where you can just rub it. But this is great. It came with a little carrying case. You have this little thing if you want to like hold it while you're driving, because it would also be great in traffic. So I just wanted to mention that if this like looks intriguing to you. It's also just fun. Although I was playing with it the other night while we were watching TV, and he's like, is this gonna be a thing? Because it's a little annoying. And I was like, yes! Okay, now for multimedia favorites, that means music. I have an audiobook and some TV shows to share. And a podcast. So first of all, for music, this came out in the end of December, but and I've had it on this list to mention for a while, but the DNCE album is so good, you guys. Like, it's so good. I personally love the Jonas Brothers, the Joe Bros, but I really love Joe Jonas's voice. I mean, I really liked Cake by the Ocean. I love Toothbrush. I was liking all of their singles, and I think Bradley discovered it and like told me to listen, and then I listened through it, and I love pretty much all of it. All of it is very like modern dance music. That doesn't make sense. To me, it's still alternative. It's not quite pop, but it's still very dancey, and I really, really like it. So you should check that out. I also have been loving Caitlin Tarver's EP, which I follow her on Instagram. She was on a Nickelodeon show. I don't know why I follow her on Instagram, but I just always have. And she announced that she released an EP, and it's really, really nice. My two favorite songs are Weekend Millionaire and Hate to Tell You. That's what it's called. I just think it's a really nice EP. It's only like 5 songs, but it's really enjoyable. And then I also have been loving Betty Who's new album. It's called The Valley. All of it is so good. She's such a good songwriter. Like, the lyrics are great. Most of them are all like upbeat dance feel-good songs. So check all those out because I love music. You guys know that. For TV shows, I and the rest of the world have been watching This Is Us. If you haven't watched it yet, you have to. It is so good. The first season just ended. It's already been signed on for 2 more seasons. That's how good it is. Not 1, but 2. It is so good. It has Mandy Moore in it, who I love. It has and Sterling K. Brown, which I love. He was from the OJ show that I really like. But it's just a really good quality show, and it's just, there's a bunch of twists and turns, and it's very real life, family life, and it's just so freaking good. And they're making it pretty accessible to watch on like demand and stuff, so try to watch it if you haven't. Try to keep up for the new season because it is literally so good. You will probably cry every single episode, but it's like a necessary good cry. Like, it's the best. That show is so good. And then we and Bradley literally just this past weekend finished binge watching Big Little Lies. It's not a TV show, it's a HBO miniseries. You need to be of age to watch it. It's a very racy show with a lot of nudity and stuff, but if you are of age, it's so freaking good. And it's Reese Witherspoon in a light that I've never seen her in, which I love Reese Witherspoon. I feel like she's one of the actresses that can play kind of similar roles, but it's always somehow different, and she's great in this. It's got Nicole Kidman and Shailene Woodley and just like a bunch of random people as well, and it's just really freaking good. It's kind of a murder mystery, kind of not. Like, you'll understand once you watch the first episode. I watched it on HBO Go because it is HBO only. I'm pretty sure you could probably find it on iTunes as well, but it's so good. I listened to an audiobook more towards the beginning of the year, and I finished it pretty quickly. It was Anna Kendrick's Scrappy Little Nobody, which is an autobiography read by her, which I freaking love. I just love her. Bradley kind of got me into her because she's like one of his #1 celebrity crushes, but it was after we saw Last 5 Years that I was like really like Anna Kendrick obsessive, because she has this musical theater background and this Broadway background, transitioning into like Hollywood and movies and stuff, and it was just a very interesting listen. She's also hilarious. I really enjoyed it. It was a really quick, fun listen if you're going on a road trip or something, or if you're just into either musical theater or movies or just any of it. It was just really, really good. And then for podcasts, I've mentioned this on Twitter a bunch, but we listened to the Missing Richard Simmons podcast. It ended much sooner than I thought it was going to. It was only 6 episodes and each of them are only 30 minutes long, so it's a quick listen, but it is so good and well done. So the premise behind it is that I didn't even know this, but apparently Richard Simmons has not been seen since 2014, which I was like, that is so odd. Like, how are you not, he's a huge celebrity, how's he not been seen since 2014? And the podcast is run by one of his friends. Richard Simmons taught a class every single week at his studio, Slimmons, which is the best name ever. Richard Simmons, Slimmons, it's the best. But he taught a class every week, and one day he just didn't show up, and then nobody ever heard from him again. Like, none of his close friends. Obviously the people that worked for him probably still had to be talking with him because his business kept up, but it was just really confusing. And the podcast is run by one of his friends and students from the class that became a friend, and he just wanted to know what happened to this amazing guy who invested so much time in other people's lives and weight loss journeys, and somebody who would call random strangers every Sunday to see how they were doing. And it's a really good listen, and it's very interesting, and it ended kind of in a not the way we wanted, but it's really, really good. So I'll list it down below. It's on iTunes and podcast places everywhere. You should listen. I'm totally missing it, and it was really, really good. But okay guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna stop talking because I can even tell that, like, I've been shouting at you for the last however many minutes and my voice is tired. But I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe. You can click my little face right up there in the corner. My latest video will be right down here, and you can follow me on social media. All my little things will be up there. It's just at Amy Lynn Butchen pretty much everywhere. I have a Facebook page now, and as of now I have 0 likes because I just made it and I haven't like broadcasted it, but please go like it so I don't feel like such a loser. But yeah, I love you guys. I think I've told you I loved you like 3 times now. I will shut up and I will go. I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you in the next video.